blackthorn blossom is opening up just beautifully as I hear the bees buzzing. Look at this, isn't this gorgeous? This is one of the little blackthorn trees just by the compost heap. So it does get lots and lots of food. Not that these little trees need much. Look at this. So my goddess has been delivered today in about an hour's time. And I've been down in the fairy wood working and preparing space and tidying up and cleaning out drains. Just working very, very hard over recent days. I'm not completely sure where the goddess is going to be placed. I'm thinking about a second goddess for the well. But these are just thoughts that are rumbling around in my head. The weather's become much warmer, and although there's a cold spell promised, I think in the next few days, I don't think temperatures are going to go back down to what they were. So I won't take you down in the fairy wood, just yet anyway. Perhaps later on I may get the chance to do a second video today. I've been having a little bit of trouble with my camera, the memory card specifically. A little bit of it broke off and I've sort of mended it with sellotape, but it looks as though I may have to get a new one. And I spent hours looking for the old one because I did have one that came with the camera that I think had 8 gigabytes or something on it. Wasn't going to be large enough for, you know, the carrying capacity of the videos and stuff that I do. So I'm thinking to myself, I give that away. I give it to someone because I actually bought a memory card with, I think it's got 50 gigabytes on it. I mean, it's a very big memory card, but it does hold all the videos and stuff that I do until I get the chance to put them onto memory sticks, you know, USBs. So anyway, I've been walking around this morning with this is my cup of coffee, which has been heated up about 3 times and it's going cold again because I'm trying to multitask, and I'm multitasking my time away because I'm getting very, very little time for myself and all the stuff that I need to do and have to do. But look at this apple blossom. It's going to break quite soon. Very much on time, I'd say, because this is the equinox, or it's around the equinox, and I think there's going to be a full moon tonight. I will have to check on my little calendar, but I think there's going to be a full moon tonight. So it looks as though the apple blossom, look, when you peep into the centre there, I think it's got about another 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So that brings it nicely into April. So yeah, things are very much on time. Having said that, of course, Bealtaine Cottage Woodland Sanctuary is absolutely packed with microclimates. Microclimates all over the place. And this does help to safeguard against the worst vagaries of climate change, which is happening rapidly in terms of extreme weather events. Dreadful event over there in Africa. Malawi, I think it was Malawi, Zimbabwe, and I think there was a third country involved. A massive cyclone went through there, and the extent of the damage isn't yet known. But of course, all it is Mother Earth trying to rebalance herself. And I got rather a slamming on Facebook, which I've come away from again, by the way. Rather a slamming on Facebook, accused here in Ireland, actually. I think it was Permaculture Ireland. For planting, and I quote, her place is full of invasive species. Don't follow her example. So, I kind of read that and I thought, that's an interesting comment. No one seemed to challenge it. I certainly wasn't going to be bothered wasting my time challenging it because I've got better things to do. But it did actually make me think about what's happening in the world, you know, climate change. Because there is an invasive species, of course, which has completely wrecked the habitat for all the other species, and that's humankind. So number one, the invasive species is humankind. But being completely realistic about this, you only have an invasive species. I keep saying this. You only have an invasive species if you have not covered or planted Mother Earth. Because Mother Earth abhors a vacuum. And where there is a vacuum, she will fill it. And she will fill it with whatever is to hand. And look, here I am pointing again. This is year 15, everybody. Year 15. Look at this invasive species in here. It's called Gunera manicata. It's still occupying the same space. It hasn't invaded anywhere. It can't. Because there's trees. Because I've planted trees. I've planted shrubs. I've planted plants. So Gunera manicata is very much contained where I planted it. And this is why I find so many people in the permaculture movement so blinded, because in order to understand what this is all about, you've got to get out there and plant. You've got to get out there and do it. And one of the challenges that I put up to Permaculture Ireland and just permaculture generally is show me what it is you're doing. I'm putting videos up regularly. There's hardly, in fact, there isn't a week goes by that there isn't a video, and usually it's daily. And there are also people who criticise what I do by saying that I should only be planting indigenous species. the indigenous species that I've planted are being very well supported by the other species that I've planted. For example, the ash trees here at Bealtaine Cottage are 100% healthy. There is no ash die-off here because there's such a variety of species that has fed into the general health of everything that grows here. Now, there were some people asking me about the frog spawn, and I just called Jack. Jack? Naughty boy's gone outside the gate. Of course, we've had quite severe flooding here in the west of Ireland, and it has impacted on the infrastructure, but not here at Bealtaine Cottage, of course, because if you look at the video that I put up about channeling the water in the face of climate change, you will see that everything is working perfectly. There is no need to have a collapse of civilization because of climate change, but there is a need to get out onto the land and get some work done. Now here we go. There's all the frog spawn, look. This is very interesting. Look, because you've got all these little tadpoles emerging. Do you see all the movement down there? All the way through. No loss at all. Part of the reason I've planted a little bit of Guna manicata down here, and it's gone out into the water a little bit and formed little coves. And the clever frogs have spawned where there's coves, because that protects their spawn. So we really need to drop this arrogance that we keep manifesting, you know, that we know best, that we should only be planting this, that or the other. For goodness sake, get out and plant. So many keyboard warriors, not enough people out there doing it. We need doers, not sayers, especially at this time, because things will get worse before they get better, or should I say before they even off. Because we have failed miserably to stop ourselves from the mass destruction, and so Mother Earth is in her own way stopping us. We have failed to take hold of ourselves and be responsible for our habitat, so she is taking the responsibility out of her hands now and readjusting everything to suit the species. Look at the amount of silt that was washed down during the floods. I mean, this is how severe the flooding was, but the waterways here at Bealtaine Cottage have contained it. So I will be getting in there with my waders on in the next few weeks and bucketing out all that silt and spreading it around the trees, which is what I do every year after floods. But you see, the evidence is there. I mean, I drive along the highways and byways of Ireland. I see so few people out in the land. So few. In fact, you're lucky if you see anyone. You have to get out and connect with Mother Earth, because this is our habitat. And we are arrogant enough to think that if we're sitting in front of a computer in a comfortably warm house or apartment or flat, that That's our habitat. Well, it's not. It's not. Our habitat is out here. We've misplaced ourselves, and we've misplaced what's important. And a bit like when we're young, when we don't think of our mortality, we believe ourselves to be immortal. We have just lost the run of ourselves. So, I would suggest that when you see people spouting on social media about what other people have done or not done, you ask them for evidence of what they have done. Because you can go onto their timelines and their little social media sites and you will not see evidence of them having done anything, usually. Now the waterways have calmed down a lot. There's a nice sort of a flow. I'm hoping that the little memory card I have fixed up with sellotape is going to carefully be removed from here without damage, and I can upload this little video. Oh gosh, so much work to get done now. I do believe at some point I'm going to be able to just sit down and watch the day go by. But I must just say that if there isn't a video up, then there will be something on Twitter, or there may even be a blog on the website. So, oh, and I've just redone the website as well, trying to make the navigation easier, because I got a couple of comments there on the blog, on the website, to say that there was a problem with, just basically a problem with the website. People couldn't see what it was that I put up. And I had actually put up a little podcast, which I recorded in November, a couple of years ago. And I thought, I'll just share this now. And so anyway, what I did then, I spent about 2 hours, more than 2 hours, getting on for 3. I went back in on the website and completely reworked it with a different theme, so as the podcast could be accessed without problems. So as you can imagine, sharing everything on social media takes up a massive amount of my time. A massive amount. And I'm hoping at some point to earn enough from the sale of my books and whatever to be able to employ someone. Because I think I'm getting to the stage now where I need to have some physical help here. Perhaps 1 day a week or something like that. But anyway, time's rolling on, so I will get on with my work. Oh, I'll just show you quickly the tunnel. because I've planted in here. So I put in some plants, planted that yucca and the rubber plant as well, repotted all the stuff that had been given to me. They were in tiny pots. Yeah, just show you the tunnel. It's coming on rather beautifully. Now I'm actually out of breath. I do need to go and sit down, I think. So, blessings to you all. And Pearl, J-A-C-K, he's desperate to get out for W-A-L-K. I think he can spell words, look, he's wagging his tail. So I'm hoping to get out for a little bit of a ramble with the boy. Blessings, everyone. Blessings.